Let's do it. I'm so lonely. I have nobody. Clicked, by the way. And we're live. Hey guys, how are we? Was not expecting to go live so quickly, but here we are. Today, look, we've had a bit of a healthy bounce this morning. We sort of, we had a. No, you're right. We met we met the bottom last night. Data was showing that there is no more inflow of Bitcoin coming onto exchanges from the miners. Institutions were continually buying. We met a significant support around the $42,000 mark, and it was bought up before it even reached that. To be honest, I think a lot of institutions sort of can see these big buy walls, sitting right on support, so they essentially just buy a little bit above it, and then the price of it takes off. I expect quite a bit of volatility over the next few weeks, especially in March. Everyone's still fearing what's happening, and we still have the influence of the SP 500 sort of going down as it is. So we're not quite out of the woods yet. However, today, although it's a Sunday, was an excellent sort of bounce back thus far. So keep your wits about you. I wouldn't go ahead and buy too many alts just yet, just until things are looking a bit more green, even though it's quite green today. Bitcoin dominance, nothing really new to report here. Still very choppy, bouncing on this significant support here. This support is, just so you guys know, is for years old, back to 2018. So you can sort of see it. That's definitely a very strong support. And then you have the 200-day moving average, which is also fairly strong there. So it's just like bam, 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 like in a pinball machine. And I don't know if that means much to you guys. And look, we've avoided Mars well and truly. They call that a death cross just there. So we'll sort of see what happens with Ethereum. Ethereum, I think, is going to continue to struggle until it sort of works out the gas fees. So I'm not even buying much on Ethereum anymore. I think the last project I invested in was Superfarm. I am just hesitant to get into something that I could potentially take away a lot of the value in my investments when I'm going in and out. So I'm reducing my risk there and looking for opportunities on centralized exchanges, on Binance Smart Chain. An update on the fear to greed index. It's nice and low, which is good. The saying is be greedy when others are fearful, right? So we'll see. We still need more data. We'll see if that goes down any further. I'm sure it will if Bitcoin were to come back down and break through 40,000 support. So sorry, but I just want to touch over a few things that we've discussed in the chat. I want to enlighten you guys from some of the resources that I use to sort of keep myself informed, because I believe if I can part my knowledge with you guys, I believe that you guys can learn stuff and then hopefully teach me stuff. And you do, don't get me wrong. I'm no guru by any means. But here, look, I'm still looking at Binance Smart Chain. It still has still a lot of activity on this. So this is where a lot of the projects, particularly still in the degen space, are still launching on Binance Smart Chain. It is still very easy for projects to jump across from Ethereum to Binance, or at least duplicate. And that's what we've started seeing recently. I think we saw Antimatter launching on both. There's some issues with that, but I won't go into too much of the detail. This is pretty big, I think, but it's you guys be the judge. If you go to Google, type in Google Finance, it now has a crypto tab up the top. So it usually comes up with markets, and crypto now comes up. And you see there Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash. Obviously, it shows you the value in the country that you're in. And it's kind of cool. Some of you will care, some of you won't. Shadow Network, this one Marsh has done a video on. This one has a lot of potential, a lot of hype. I highly recommend that you read this, look into this one before you invest in it. This is not one that you just buy a token, wait for it to go up, sell for profit, although you can. This is it's like the easiest way to describe it is it's an ecosystem within a bank, and there's lots of different things you can do, whether you're trading derivatives, borrowing, lending, DeFi, all that sort of thing. And it's a project that is developed for the Polkadot network. So please responsibly. This one is not for the simple or newbie sort of traders. Just at least understand what your token does. It won't be just one token. I have a feeling there'll be multiple tokens. And if you guys want something to benchmark it against, this is a spitting image of Deuce. Now, if you have a look at which one, which project started first, even though Deuce is up and running and this one is yet to launch a token, have a look which one started their project first, and you can sort of work out which one's the chicken and which one's the egg. For those who are interested in this, it's going to be launching on 2 platforms, being Duckstarter and Paid Ignition. I'm excited for Paid. I'm pretty sure this is their first launch on their platform, so I'm very interested to sort of see how it goes. I haven't actually researched too much into this launch just yet, but I have a few hours up my sleeve to do that. And there's your date and time just there for those who are interested in it or following it. Do take into consideration the ETH network. There's not a lot of activity on it due to gas fees, which I think it's been really suppressing some of the value in the recent launches. There's been a ton of new projects coming to the ETH network, but yet they just don't get that huge boost like they should be on launch. And yeah, it doesn't help when you have bots destroying it, buying it as well. Let's put a quick shout out. Thanks for joining me, D, Dan, Anthony, and Jay. It's Jay. Thanks for joining us today. If you have any questions, guys, feel free to just shoot me a message and I will answer you. And Anthony, 100% agree, mate. It's people love shiny shit, and this has got plenty of shiny in it. But I 100% agree. It's very well laid out, very clean. The partners is impressive. Yeah, AU21, Bitcoin.com. They've been around for ages, so they're a significant investor. Master Ventures, the creators of Paid Network, that's a no-brainer there. Rio Fund, you will see, funny enough, RFuel, you'll see some of the devs of RFuel in the Telegram for Shadow. So for those who might be stung, maybe you'll be a bit hesitant from RFuel's token price. What else? I think Alphabet is a significant one as well. DuckDAO is a new player within the investment space. So pretty interesting project, that's for sure. I posted this one, I saw this pretty much straight away. 1 billion tokens have been unlocked from the XRP and unlocked on the Ripple escrow wallet. So I don't know what they're going to do with it. Maybe they'll dump it. Maybe they'll bribe their way out of things. Who knows? I don't control their wallet. I'm not in the know, but it'd be interesting to sort of see what happens if the price starts dumping. It's like, maybe it's because they just unlocked 1 billion tokens, right? Guys, look, can someone just give Craig White his Bitcoins back? He's asking the Bitcoin developers nicely to return his $5 billion worth. Although, it's just a bit odd for someone who, created one of the best networks within the world, and somehow he got hacked. To me, I don't think it just baffles me. For someone who's so prominent within the crypto space, I don't know how anyone could go about robbing him. Robbing such a respected character. But I'm talking about Satoshi Nakamoto. I'm not talking about Craig White himself. But this is an ongoing saga, and from what I can see, he's not winning. He's not winning the case, from what I can see. Bazari, a very good resource. Very good resource. Harry just had a chuckle at my XRP investment. I bought purely out of speculation that they'll win the court case, and I think they will. And I'm looking to do a quick flip. And Harry, just like any alts, mate, not so good. but that's fine because I got others to keep me happy. All right. So, Nazari, I thought this is a very good perspective here. A lot of us have investments on the Ethereum network. Now, let's just say Polkadot were to launch tomorrow. Which of these projects on the right here have you invested in? And look at this, like straight away, I'm looking at the AMMs, PokerSwap and HydraDX. I don't think there's anyone. We got Kylan Network, which is launching very soon, and we've done a video on. If you do need some knowledge, sorry, if you want to watch something that will provide you education on Kylan Network, also known as Killen by Vash, and you've got to ask yourself how many of these projects you have. So I honestly don't have too many, to be honest. And this was looking at this image as a bit of a wake-up call as to maybe I should be not so reliant on the Ethereum network and just start looking into the Polkadot network. What are the big players in this space? Because I dare say that the tokens or these projects on the Polkadot network are potentially undervalued compared to the Ethereum network's tokens. So just keep this in mind. I do like this here. You got 4 different types of smart contract executioners, and I think that's pretty cool. Means more developers can develop, right? And that's all I want to comment there. Let me know in the comments let me know in the comments which of these projects you're looking at accumulating. There's some really good ones there. All right, so this is just a bit of an overview from Coin98. I highly recommend that you do look into Coin98. These guys specialize in not just the wallet, but also analytics, funny enough. Anyway, you can have a look here it gives a really good breakdown, not just for Binance Smart Chain, it gives you a very good breakdown on all the ecosystems as well. I'm sure you've seen a few of their big overviews of different types of networks. But yeah, here's one for the Binance Smart Chain, very memey, like beefy finance. There's a Ditto Money, like a few silly ones there for you guys. But yeah, I'm just sort of putting out Coin98 Analytics. I think it's a good one to sort of just keep an eye on because they are decent. Hey Candy, how you going, mate? What's your thoughts on Kusama? Not really talked about, mate. We talked about it, I thought quite a bit in the Telegram. I know we have one guy in our Telegram who's swears by it as the biggest project within the space. I'm bullish on it. It is a project. It's essentially the miner's canary to the Polkadot ecosystem, right? So everything that wants to get onto the Polkadot network will generally have to go through the Kusama network for about a month, I think it is, before they can be accepted onto the Polkadot network. So they're going to have to buy tokens, and you have to buy the KSM tokens, and could be an investment opportunity. We've seen the price reflect this, even despite the dump. It actually hasn't dumped too much. So yeah, very bullish on Kusama. Highly recommend that anyone sort of look into it because it could be worth your while. And here's just another example of Coin98, just sort of tracking some of the launches here. They've had a few good ones here. They have the hard fork Mary, which is today or probably tonight, which you might, this might have been priced in with the last pump. Who knows? But maybe it'll pump again. I don't know. But Cardano's had a rip of a run. And if you do get a chance to catch it on a good, healthy dump with the market, then maybe get some, because this is one piece of the news that I'll be releasing this year, which is significant. One that I sort of am looking at, just a couple actually. So you got the Shadow Network there. It's tomorrow night. I did forget to mention, I thought I had a link up here, but Kylan Network launches within tonight as well. So do your research on that one, ape responsibly. Chain Guardians, I think, will be big. It's an RPG turn-based sort of game, requires tokens, and because the gaming industry is quite big, I think it'll do well. So do a bit of research in this one. They've got NFTs involved as well. You can farm for NFTs, from my understanding, although you might have to just double check yourselves. And that is pretty much it. Any price target for BNB and dot. Everyone loves a good, bit of speculation as where the market will go next, right? Look, BNB, I think will continue to pump as long as there is no alternative to the Ethereum network. However, Ethereum network's gas fees have been affordable for the last 2 days. A lot of people have been dumping their Ethereum and their Ethereum network top projects so they can sort of, jump across to the Binance Smart Chain. Binance Smart Chain, mate. Look, I think it's had a pretty big pump. I don't think it's gonna pump like crazy at any time soon. Everything that goes up, sort of comes down as well. It's going to have a bit of a cool off period. But I think we can see some significant gains in BNB token, at least for probably the next 3 months, up until at least the Ethereum network sort of gets its EIP 1559 up and running, which is projected to be July, which reduces the gas fees. So as for DOT, mate, to the moon. I think it has huge potential, and I think it'll do really well. It's one of those projects that's going to be fighting for the dominant chain at one stage. Once it does have it, get a chance to, right? But yeah, both are really good. With options on DOT, do you think projects like Paid and PokerStarter will start to wear off? Yeah, potentially, mate. Because a lot of the traffic that comes through PokerStarter and Paid, well, Paid hasn't had, I think this is its first one, but a lot of the Polkadot projects are coming through the Ethereum network. So, they all come to Ethereum, they raise a capital, get sort of things ready, and then they're like, oh, Polkadot's here, and then they shoot off. And then after Polkadot's are available, why would people bother coming to the Ethereum network when they could potentially go straight on? And I do know that's an option, so that potentially they'll still catch some of that traffic. But yeah, you're right, mate. I think we'll see a little bit of some less traffic on the Ethereum network. But we'll have to see. As we see blockchain become more mainstream, more mass adoption coming in, more developers learning and entering the space. Maybe we won't notice it. Maybe there'll just be still lots of projects coming in, and some of it will just go to Polkadot. Who knows? But potentially. I do think PokerStarter, last time I checked anyway, I did tell everyone in the Telegram it was overpriced at $7. It was just going from $1 to $7 in such a small period of time was just crazy. And I hope some of you guys took profits, and you could potentially buy back in at a cheaper price. And that is about it. So I'll keep this short and sweet. I've got a uni lecture to go to next. I just want to say thank you very much for tuning in. I'll keep you guys informed as best I can using the data that is available. If there are any sort of data resources that you guys use, let me know, because I am all for increasing the amount of resources, or at least using better resources to brief off to keep you guys informed on a daily basis. But anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll catch you in the Telegram Discord, and hopefully Bitcoin keeps burning, right? We'll see. Catch ya.